government has announced ongoing consultations to consider a review of the ban on the use of motorbikes for passengers transport. Passenger transport should be ready for consideration by Parliament by October. A statement from the Ministry of Transport on Friday details series of consultations started in November last year to seek the views of stakeholders. The release from the ministry comes even as NDC flag bearer promised to legalize Okada business should he be elected. Joining me in the studio now is parliamentary correspondent Joseph Opoku-Gakpo. Gakpo, what exactly does the statement say?
A number of items. First of all, the Transport Ministry says it's taking notice of the public debate on the legality of the Okada business, and the ministry would want to make the public aware of the following. First of all, the statement says the law which makes Okada operations illegal, that's the Road Traffic Regulation 2012 Act, was passed by the then NDC administration under former President Mahama. So the Transport Ministry is making that very clear that it was under the previous administration that was passed, and that the Akufo-Addo government, since it resumed office, has sought to assess the implementation of this particular regulation, and that in the process, various consultations have actually been rolled out in order to come to a decision on how the way forward.
There's also, government says it's been consulting organizations. Which particular organizations have they been consulting?
A number of them. Government says the consultations have been on since March 2019 up until November 2019. So they've met the Ghana Shippers Council, in the Volta region as well. They've held various consultations with a number of groups at the Regional Coordinating Council in Ho, in the Eastern region, Koforidua, in the Western region as well. In the Bono region, they've also done so in the Ashanti region, and also at in the Upper East and Upper West regions. Beyond that, they've consulted a number of groups, including the Institute of Planners, the Automobile Dealers Association, the Driver Instructors Association, the Road Safety Authority, the DVLA, the MTTU, the Okada Riders Association themselves. Government says have actually been consulted, as well as the Road Safety Advocates, the transport unions, the ambulance service, the Red Cross Society, the Fire Service, and also the Insurance Association.
But interestingly, as part of the consultation, they visited hospitals. What was the purpose for that?
The statement from the ministry says, in addition to these institutions, 4 major hospitals, namely the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, the Tamale Teaching Hospital, the Kolibu Teaching Hospital, and also the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, were all visited by the teams to obtain first-hand information on the toll that Okada-related injuries are having on various individuals. And even apart from that, the Ghana Journalists Association has also been consulted, and that consultation happened at the Press Center in November 2019.
Well, there's also an expected second phase that should happen. What would that entail?
According to the government statement, this second phase will be happening in the Bono East, as well as the Ahafo regions, the Western North, the Savannah region, and then there will be consultations with a number of groups, including the Dankwa Institute, the Center for Democratic Development, the Institute for Democratic Governance, IDEG, as well as ISODEC, the Center for Policy Analysis, the IEA, and interestingly, the major political parties. Government says they will be consulted, and the expectation is that currently, because of COVID-19, they've pulled brakes on the stakeholder engagement, but government is hoping to complete it all by October 2020, and then a report will be presented to Cabinet for a final decision to be taken.
This is an interesting one that we'll keep our eye on, especially as elections get closer. This has been very topical, and we'll be monitoring that. Opoku-Gakpo is our correspondent in Parliament.